golden rules for typography. So these rules will actually help you in the near future if you're gonna design your next illustration or composition, such as a magazine cover or an invitation, a book cover, etc. Okay? So let's dive right in. And the first rule would be the font size. So the main body where all your information goes, the ideal size would be 10 to 12 points. That's the size. So the size should be anywhere between 10 and 12. And this is for print mainly, something like this, like for a magazine. I'll zoom in. Wait. Yeah. I know it's pixelated, but okay. So you see all these texts right here, right? So this is like the main body, right? Main body of the text. So the text size over here of this main body should be between 10 and 12. Even for newspapers, you must have seen where the headlines are bigger, and whereas all the other important details of the continuing reading, they're in a much smaller size. So the size is approximately the same, okay? But if you're designing something for a web, such as for a website, then the main body, the text for the main body should be anywhere between 15 to 25 pixel size or font size, like that. Okay. But for print, another thing is that do not ever go down below. Do not ever go down 9. I mean, 9 is the smallest you can go, and the highest you can go is 12 for the main font size for print purposes only. Alright. Second rule that we come to is the line spacing. Line spacing is also known as letting. So the space between two particular lines, for example, here I'll zoom into the magazine cover. You will see these two lines. First line being secrets to her, second line being sexy new look, right? So do you see this thin space between these two lines? This thin line is known as letting. So the space, for example, if the font size over here is 10, then the letting should be anywhere between 12 and 14.5. Right, so make sure that there is equal spacing between each of these lines, because if there is not enough space, then your text will look a lot crumpled and it will be a lot harder for people to read what's written. Okay. And coming to the third rule, which is tracking. Tracking means basically the entire space of your text, right? So in this example, it starts from approximately over here and ends all the way over here. So when I look at it, it looks all organized, because since there's enough space between each text and each word, so it's a lot easier for us to read. Similarly with this cursive writing as well, right? But if you see that there is uneven space between each word or sentence or letters, then it's highly recommended that you change your font size. I mean the font styling, because each font will have a certain space. So choose your fonts extremely carefully so that there is equal space and it doesn't really give you a headache while you're reading any type of text. Right? Now coming to the fourth point, which is characters. Now characters basically mean right here. So the characters means number of words per line. So if you must have seen in a book or books, magazines, newspapers, paper, so each line has a specific number of words. So these number of words are called characters. Alright, so it's highly recommended that in each line there should be anywhere between 45 words to maximum 90 words. Except if you are designing a magazine, then it may vary according to the layout style as well, but it's usually between 45 to 90 words per line. Which also, by the way, includes giving space between each word. So do remember that 45 to 90 words per line, including the spaces as well. Now coming to the fifth point, magazine and website design heading. So the primary, over here, for example, in this pages of a magazine, so the primary heading, which is this one right here, this primary heading should be at least 180 to 200% of the size of the body of the text, right? So see over here in this magazine cover, you can see that this beauty, the word beauty, is the biggest in size as compared to all of these other texts right here, right? So this word beauty is the primary heading and hence biggest in size, and it's about 180 to 200% more size as compared to these other texts right here. And the secondary heading would be like the subheadings, such as these, such as like this one, we've come a long way baby, this one right here. This would be 130 to 150% bigger in size as compared to the main body of the text. And the sixth point coming up to be hyphens and dashes. So a lot of the times when you're typing out anything, like if you're typing out a lot of information for your article, or if you're writing a book review, etc., it can be tempting to cross a certain word over to the next line. Something like this in paragraph A, you can see that this word customer isn't written in the same line and it's been cut off to the next line right here. So it's suggested that you do not do that and you actually avoid doing that because it looks untidy and unprofessional as well. See, because when you type out something and you are reading in a certain flow and the word breaks into the second line, then it also breaks the flow of the reader as well. So it doesn't really give a good impression either. So avoid doing that. Avoid using dashes and hyphens over here. So as you can see, there are the words are being cut out to the next line, and it's a little annoying as well. And the last one being, which is also extremely important, is test print. So whatever you design first and before you actually send your final design to the client, it's highly recommended that you first print it out and see how it's gonna look like on like in hard copy. So before you actually print it out in large quantities, it's highly important that you first test print it to see if it's coming out the way you expect it to. And that's all. I hope you found this video to be useful, and if you use these golden rules, you will not have any problem in the future when it comes to dealing with typography. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.